Yeah, so my name is JD Mangat. I'm a teacher here in Lafayette. I teach at Angevine Middle School, social studies to eighth graders. I am also the mayor here in the city of Lafayette. I've been a lifelong community member for the last 26 years here in Lafayette, and I plan to stay for as long as possible. So I'm really excited to chat about the restorative justice with you all because I believe that that's sort of where I want to see the future of Lafayette go. Yeah, I think as a teacher, we we deal with the same problems over and over and over again, and we tend to approach those problems with the same solutions because uh, in the problem still persists, right? And so that's the issue is, well, what can we do differently? So I think restorative justice is a practice teachers can do individually in their classroom. It's something that they can do school wide or on a district level with the proper supports. Obviously, it takes a lot of time, effort, energy, and knowledge to be able to uh, do that just as a teacher. And so I don't want to force or put that on teachers. But if you can do it and you have the experience to do it, you definitely should. I encourage it. But I think what it comes down to is the schools need those resources, and there needs to be an investment in the schools. So on a district level, we need to make sure we're prioritizing restorative justice in our schools. We need to make sure that we're giving schools the resources to implement those practices. We need to be consistent with that approach because right now they're almost non-existent, and it's kind of each individual counselor or each individual teacher or principal is they're all doing their own little versions of it, but it's not aligned. And I think that if the school district could formalize a process of restorative justice and make sure that goes throughout all the schools, it'd be much more effective approaches. I mean, restorative justice isn't something brand new, right? It's been done all over the world for years and years and years, and so it's the thing about our area right now is it seems new because it may be new to us. We just need to understand that it works. It's proven to be effective. It addresses once again the root causes of the problem, and at the end, the victim and the offender both feel better about their own situations leaving in. So if we can, I like to drive home the point of like kind of a holistic approach. How does it affect everybody involved? The victim, the offender, and the community. The community is that third piece as well. So how are we making our world a better place by addressing these issues, as opposed to throwing someone in jail, which we see the overpopulation of our prison system. We see how it disproportionately affects people of color. We see like all the negative externalities that come from prison and jail time, and there's hardly any benefits, right? It's just separation. And so what restorative justice will do is it will remove kind of that separation between the victim and the offender and get them to express how they're feeling towards one another and what caused the issue that happened between them. um, which I I would say, if as long as both the victim and the offender and the community are willing to have that conversation, then yeah, let's make it happen. Yeah, I mean, I try to do that as much as I can in the classroom. Of course, like when I have two students are having a conflict, they need to sit together and have a conversation about why that occurred. It doesn't just have to be with two people, right? It can be in a whole group setting. Right? You can have the entire class sit together in a circle and check in on each other and see what's going on. And to me, restorative justice doesn't necessarily need to have a crime attached to it either. It can just be conversations about how life is going, how you what are some issues you're facing, what are some things you're struggling with, and let's address them before they turn into something worse. Um, and I think on a city level, I think that our police department, most recently, like an example, would be the community conversations that they've been having in regards to a lot of the violence in this nationwide in the streets between police officers and young people of color. For example, they held those seek to understand meetings throughout the community where they had conversations, and that practice isn't common. And so I'm proud of our police department for doing that. And to me, I want to see more efforts like that um, because I feel like that the doing like the seek to understand meetings, to me, that's restorative justice.
Hmm.
I would say we need more people talking about restorative justice. I know this community wants more of it. I feel like I have a pretty good pulse on what Lafayette residents prioritize, and I definitely think restorative justice is one of those priorities. I think that if we can get the community asking for it on a school level, on a city level, on a county level, and we can get more conversations like this happening and people talking about it, then you will see a response from the government, from the school board, whoever it may be, uh, because we need to hear what the residents want. And I do believe Lafayette has strong leadership in place to where we respond to the needs and the desires of our residents. And so as long as we hear it, we hear those voices, we'll respond accordingly.